Hello, this is OldCrowBalthazor, and welcome to Balthazar Strategic Arcana. So I'm happy to announce that I have a three-way multiplayer match of Field of Glory Empires that you guys are going to see pretty soon here. Anyway, the players are me, and I'm going to be playing Ptolemaic Egypt. Game with the Colonel is another YouTuber who's going to be featured on his channel. He's going to be playing a Britonae. And Tanaka, another old sparring partner of mine, he's not a non-YouTuber. He's going to play in Rome. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do. We're going to play the Grand Campaign. We got the Persian DLC going. Yeah, we just leave this like this because I'm going to overview the three major nations that we're going to be playing in case anyone's unfamiliar with this game. Another thing about this that's pretty cool is if you do get knocked out, apparently you can start another. You can start with another country. Initially I was going to have the AI on experience, and I first time I ever set this up, I had to reset it up for some other parameters, and I forgot to put it on experience. It's so our match is going to be set on balance. The Fog of War is going to be on. That's fine. We all. I don't know how much experience Tanaka has, but he knows the game pretty good, and Game with the Colonel, Ed, he's been practicing. Anyway, he wanted Britonae. I wanted Egypt. I already have a single player Let's Play series going. If anyone missed that, called Colchis. I'm playing the whole entire campaign. It's 500 turns. So what we're going to do, I'm going to be picking at Ptolemaic. Now, on my first episode, I'm going to read this stuff, the context and everything. This is where I'm going to be starting. Well, we can go real quick. Tanaka's going to be starting with Rome. And the Colonel's going to be starting with the Britonae. So, yeah, Rome sandwiched between, because our thumbnails were using women, me and Ed. Him, the wild barbarian woman, and I've got a Cleopatra. Whether I'll have a Cleopatra ever rules here, I don't know. So what I wanted to do was go and look and read these things real quick here so people get an understanding. And my first episode is I've already recorded it. It is going to be about 30-minute video because I got to get acquainted with this, and there's a lot of things that are going on. So I'm going to leave off on that. Other than this all happens right after Alexander the Great dies, and basically his empire breaks up into the Diadochi. So there's like the Seleucids, that's the general, Antigonus, Ptolemy, Lysimachus, and then there's Macedonia where it all started. Rome right now, I believe, is a republic, and the Britonae, I don't know what they're doing in their mud waddle homes, but we also have Carthage here, so we have some big powers, and there's a lot of armed strength here. So anyway, I'm going to read the three powers right now. And again, the next episode, we'll get involved in some short-term goals, long-term goals. We're going to look at the provinces, my situation versus the other powers, and my internal situation. So we're going to read this. So the context for the Ptolemaic is, and by the way, we're playing multiplayer, so this kind of doesn't apply too much because this is a single-player setting. Interest is high, though. Difficulty not so. I don't know. Multiplayer, we'll see. So it's a Hellenic culture. Ptolemaic Egypt was founded by one of Alexander the Great's generals, Ptolemaeus. Of the various generals, he was perhaps the least aggressive, happy to defend the riches of Egypt. His successors beat off numerous Seleucid incursions, and his kingdom lasted as an independent state till its conquest by Rome in 30 BCE, or before Common Era, after the defeat of Antony and Cleopatra. Now, I've been putting BC. I'd prefer before Common Era and Common Era. But AD is fine too. It doesn't really matter. But Egypt is at war with Macedonia and Antigonus. And the client state here is Nabatea. This is where the city of Petra is. It's a beautiful place. Anyone doesn't know about Petra. It's in Jordan. Also, Wadi Rum is here, and that's where they filmed a lot of segments of Lawrence of Arabia. The place has got an old culture, so that's that. If we go look at the gameplay, as with all the Diadochi, you will need to be careful to avoid getting old or decadent, as you can quickly lose provinces to your rivals. Of course, If either the antagonists or the Seleucids slip into decadence, you can you are well placed to exploit their difficulties. By mid-game, if you hold the province of Judea, you may find yourself facing considerable unrest. More generally, you have a large but poorly developed army at the start, so initial caution is recommended. Remember to ensure you have a large navy so as to make most of your trades. Yeah. Now, we'll be looking at that again. Modifiers for the Ptolemy. So the Diadochi, it's a faction modifier. This nation is ruled by the Diadochi, one of Alexander the Great's generals. Their objectives will often be antagonistic, and if one is weakened, the neighboring Diadochis may annex some of his territories even without a war. Okay. Ptolemaic Marine. This is a faction modifier that I've got to leverage into. When Ptolemy settled in Egypt as a successor of Alexander the Great, he had the great ambitions that required a powerful navy. As such, each turn where a navy is not at least half as strong as the army, the government will age at double speed. On the contrary, if the navy is stronger than the army, you can gain extra legacy points. So yes, we are going to build up the navy. Right now it is at half strength. So I've got to be aware of that because this army is pretty weak. It's got comp power 28. Well, relatively speaking, well, the neighbors, I know that antagonists are real strong. So we got to cover that. But we don't want to age too quick, so we're going to want to buy ships. And so we got to be aware of that. Hellenic tradition. These people have particular skills in construction and building from its ancient Hellenic roots. Being part of the army is often restricted to citizens. In addition to that, all these nations get 9 extra buildings thematic to their Hellenic ethnicity. These buildings are mostly focused on generating extra culture or legacy and fighting off decadence, allowing a possible gameplay style where you can win without having to forge a large empire on the map. And geographically, that is something that we could probably easily achieve and try to generate good relations with some of our neighbors. We're going to have problems with Nubia, but down in here and one of the Diadochi, but we'll see on that. Empire of Wealth and Empire Wealth. Faction-wide commerce bonus 5%. Low military experience. Faction-wide low military experience, either a lack of interest or a weak tradition in military matters makes this nation a minimalist in the army. Not very good at martial skills. So you got leader force pool penalty 1, leader quality 3, penalty of 10 experience points when a unit is created. A monarchy. The monarchy is ruled by a king with some form of government for counseling. The military is often well trained, ready to go to war. So it's interesting. Low military experience, but the army do we have? So we can gain experience. So that kind of, that's interesting. Minus 10 here, a penalty of 10 experience points, bonus 10. So it's a zero sum. Yeah. Okay. So let's go look at Rome next. So mind you, if I build up this army here, I can age real quick if I don't build up the navy. So I'm going to have to, it's going to be fine-tuning. I mean, eventually, I'm probably going to get in some pretty bad actions here. But we want to rule this area, just to talk about this a little bit. I have good relations already checked with, like, Rhodes and Cyrene. So we're going to want to develop this. That's going to take a big navy, and anyone that shows up, we're going to have to handle them. All right, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay, let's go look at Rome. Wait, let's go look at Egypt just a little bit further. Let's look at some of the buildings here. It's pretty cool, huh? Here's the Sphinx. Yeah, this is Memphis. This is Thebes. There's 2 Thebes. There's one in Greece. Got a lot of population here, but in the first episode, I'll be looking at for. Here's Alexandria. This is going to be in my capital. All right. A lot of desert, low population. Got choke points. Anyway, there's that. All right. So we got to think about the name. Now let's go look at Rome. And now it's a republic. It's very early on, so the Etrusci are still here. The Samoans, the Samites. Right. Tarentum, which I believe was a Greek state, and then probably Celts up here. So we click on Rome. All right, context, difficulty. That's a little higher difficulty. Rome, interest 5. It's italic. Okay. At the start of the game, Rome was just emerging as a dominant power in Central Italy. By 281 BCE, it had come to dominate the south, but also brought war with Carthage. By 202 BCE, Rome had survived near destruction and had the start of an empire spread over Italy, Spain, and North Africa. And mind you, we start at 310, so that's over 100 years historically. See what Tanaka is going to be doing. They said Spain and North Africa, and with growing involvement in Greece. The next 2 centuries saw territorial expansion, civil war, and a loss of the Republican form of government. By 100 Common Era, Rome ruled from northern Britain to the Atlas Mountains along the Rhine and Danube and all the eastern Mediterranean. However, the need to keep a large population content led to increasing financial problems and starved decline. Gameplay. Oh, there's a lot here. All right, let's start. Rome has many advantages and few drawbacks. Several modifiers will provide extra leaders, and the legion is a very good heavy infantry, which can be improved twice as the game progresses. Your early navy is weak, but this will improve with the right decision, or decisions probably. You're well placed to defend your regions with Roman forts, and the extra cultural conversion rate from Colonia and Municipum should help you spread the Pax Romana at decent speed. At the start, you are at war with the Senones, and this needs to be handled with some care. Build up before trying to invade them. Once this war is out of the way, either by conquest or peaceful means, you should be able to take over the Samnites and Etruscans. You will need to decide: move south to tangle Carthage, north and fight the Gauls, and the Germans, or east to secure the riches of Greece, with a question mark. In any case, you will have the capacity to expand, but doing so rapidly will lead to increasing decadence, making Rome more of a challenge than it might appear at the first sight. Modifiers is important. Cursus honorum. Bonus the number of leaders this nation has available. The Roman cursus honorum has a political system where young politicians had to follow a specific order of charges, civil or military, ensuring a decent level of expertise which was acquired progressively. Leader force pool +2, leader quality bonus +2. Pax Romana, faction modifier. Rome can assimilate more easily than other foreign populations. It also grants 2 special buildings, the Colonia and the Municipum. Conversion bonus 10%, current rate. Builders, they're builders, yes. These people are expert artisans and builders skilled in construction works. Infrastructure bonus 10%, region 1, extra building slots for structure construction. Very high military experience, faction modifier, very high military experience. This nation has a strong and long-lasting expertise in military matters. Generals are numerous, and they are taught by their brethren or a military academy how to deal with a large variety of situations that can arise on the battlefield. The men enlisted or volunteers alike get superior training and conditioning. They will seldom break in battles, even against difficult odds. Leader force pool +3, bonus 25 experience when a unit is created. Holy shit. Leader quality bonus +4. Now these can be modified by the rulers a little bit, some of these traits. But what rule you have? It's a republic right now. The republic is a democratic state where some of the citizens, usually either the wealthiest or from the main ethnicities, elect representatives. The economy is often strong and army well trained. Commerce bonus 10%. Bonus 5 experience when a unit is created. Aristocratic elite. Did I go republic? Yeah, I did. Aristocratic elite. With an aristocratic elite, officers and generals will be more numerous, but this type of oligarch has a tendency to pamper himself at the cost of the wider good of the state. Leader force pool bonus 5. Decadence increased 10% though. Yeah. So we take a look here. Yeah, there's not a lot of buildings here yet. Neapolis, it would be Naples. Fair population here. Okay. So now let's go look at the Britonae, which Game of the Colonel is going to start. He wanted them. They're uncivilized, so let's go find them. Oh, they're way down here. All right. Here's the Britonae, but you know what? There's a lot of independence here. Britain's Celtic independence. Oh, okay. And the Brigantes. They're brigands. Here's the Picts. There's Ireland. Yeah, I mean, but it's on an island, right? That'll be interesting. Context of the Britonae. Difficulty 3. Interest 4. They're Celtic. Okay. Britonae were a loose confederation of tribes in southern and central Britain. The Belgae may have invaded in the 2nd century before Common Era. Initial Roman invasions were partial and easily repelled, but by 47 Common Era, the Romans controlled southern Britain. A combination of Boudicca's revolt, the Roman Civil War of 68 to 9 Common Era, and the massive Caledonian invasion, which I think is the Picts. Slow to conquest, but by the end of the 1st century, Britain was part of the Roman era. Well, he's way far away from all the action in the Mediterranean and Asia. Right? Yeah. Ruler Ambictex. Okay. Gameplay. A relatively powerful state that can build some useful buildings that will help with agriculture and the army. Early options include expanding north to deal with the Picts or in the Gaul. As a tribal horde, you may want to ensure an early focus on improving your governance to a tribal kingdom where you will find it very hard to retain any gains. Interesting. And I don't know if Colonel's been practicing, but I believe he was, or one of these other tribal cultures. Modifiers. Clans. Clan faction. These people are organized in warlike clans. Manpower bonus 10%. The tribal nation can collapse on the death of a ruler. Oh. If it's a tribal, white geoglyphs. This is interesting. White geoglyphs. War exhaustion buildup slowed by 20%. Oh, how cool. Symbols, huh? Okay, that's interesting. I've never really looked at it deep into any of these guys. I looked at the steppe cultures. I did want to play one of those, but in the future. This one, low military experience. Sounds like the Ptolemy. Either a lack of interest or a weak tradition in military matters makes this nation the men enlisted in the army not very good at martial skills. Lead force pool penalty 1, leader quality penalty 3, penalty of 10 experience. Tribe. Oh, this is a manpower bonus here. Tribe. A tribal organization or chieftain with some form of basic government. A large number of men can be mustered in war bands. All right. So, anyway. It'll be interesting. Rome, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to deal with him. I've got neighbors here, and so we're going to try to dominate this area here. I'm sure he's going to try to build up here, and we'll keep an eye on it. It's going to be fun. 3-player. So anyway, there's the Seleucids. There's the Saka. There's steppe culture. I played Colchis, Iberi. But these two powers here are going to be a problem. Which one I'm going to side with, I'm not sure. But we're at war with the Antigonids. And we're at war with Macedonia. So, yeah. Anyway. So that's it. So I just need to do an overview and get familiar with everything. And let everybody else get familiar with it. So, yeah. It's going to be fun. We want something chill. And if this is successful, even not, we need something relaxing, man. We play strategic command games and other games and multiplayer. And it's only going to be. We talked about, us YouTubers, me and Ed. We did talk about, the feasibility of doing like 5 episodes, because some of these videos are going to be really short. Some will be probably longer, and it's a WeGo game, so we all got to put our, import all of our orders in the game turn. I thought about doing 5 turns for an episode, but it'd be hard to coordinate all that. So we're just gonna do one daily. So there'll be a lot of short videos, and a lot of people don't have time to watch hour-and-a-half long videos anyway. And so we decided to do that way. Now we'll just keep this churning for as long as possible. And there you go. So anyway, this is OldCrowBalthazor. Thanks for watching. I will have links to Game with Colonel's channel, and Tanaka again isn't. And another thing I noticed too, in the in-game chat has a big, huge dialogue box that Strategic Command doesn't. Why, I don't know. But it's good. So we're going to be probably doing some Diplo and smack talking and who knows what. I'm going to do some role playing. They know I like that, and won't get too personal, or will we? Anyway, I'm excited to do this thing. So, anyway, we'll see you guys on the virtual battlefields. I am gone.